I don't have friends. I got family.
Go.
Hi everyone, this is Balázs from Racing Brick. As you may have guessed, we are here today with my buddy Dom to bring you the LEGO Ideas 21346 Family Tree set. Family is very important to this guy, so he liked the concept, but he has a few concerns about the execution, as there are a lot of styles mixed in here. A bit of Friends, Dots, and a good dose of Scooby-Doo Halloween special. You can see the tree on the front of the box and it's definitely pretty colorful. On the back you can see the main feature with the photos, but I think it's better if we check it out ourselves, so let's open the box. The set has 1040 pieces, it costs €90 or $80 and it is already available in stores. We get 8 numbered bags, the instructions and a small sticker sheet. In the manual you get to meet Ivan the fan designer and see his stunning family tree mural that inspired him to build this set. On the next pages, some thoughts on family are shared and we can see the original submission, which, apart from the photos, wasn't changed much during production, which is quite rare. On the next pages, we are encouraged to customize the build and share the experience with others. Then we get a few words from the LEGO designers Laura and Ashwin who worked on this project. Here's the parts list for the set, so let's start building. In the first phase, we are basically building a box. The style and finish reminds me a lot of the Dot sets, which isn't surprising as Laura used to work on these previously. The box has a lovely printed tile on the front. In the second phase, we start to build the base. A pair of Study Technique beams will be the core of the trunk. The base is pretty much done, building it was straightforward. We have some nice colorful bird feeders around the tree. The blue Technic pin with axle fits in here, but looks a bit odd with the other colors. Visible blue pins are often criticized in Technic sets, I'm not sure what the reaction will be here. The red one could have been a half pin with friction. I don't think there is an easy solution for the green. There is a frictionless yellow pin, but then the feeder would turn easily. This is the base for the next phase, and we have a hidden box in the trunk with a heart in it, a nice little Easter egg. This is the basic structure of the branches. I only built one side. This is what it looks like before we add the leaves. Then once the leaves are added, the top one goes into the axle hole and we have to repeat this 4 times to make the first layer complete. In between I added 4 smaller branches, then we can put it in place. The next stage has slightly different attachment points for the branches, but the end result looks pretty similar. We need to rotate it 45 degrees, it's a bit of a challenge to get all the branches lined up. Here's phase 4, again slightly different but still with lots of repetitive steps. Let's put this one in place too. This is the top section, with lots of red leaves and a red cross-axle to connect it to the rest of the build. The tree is now as good as finished. Here's a pretty cool ladder, then a plate cloth with glasses, a camera and a nice custom book with a tree on the cover and the Once Upon a Time tile in it that needs to be attached to the blank space on the other side. We have 3 beautiful paintings to choose from and the accessories to go with them. These are already stickers and not prints. These are the additional items that have their own place on and around the tree according to the instructions. I really like the little airplane. The butterfly is a custom print, a native species from the Philippines that has also appeared on their coins. Here we have a bunch of random items that don't have a dedicated spot, including a purple carrot. This is a purple yam from the Philippines that they make a dessert out of. This selection has strong Friends vibes for me. They need to be placed in the large section of the base. There are a few flowers to add to both bases, and now we have something strange again. 168 colorful flowers poured into the 2 empty slots of the base. I'm really not sure about this, but we will discuss that later. The last element we need to assemble is the photo holder. We have pieces in the new reddish-orange color that is new for 2024. As the designer shared, the 2x2 plate of the photo holder was already in the portfolio, but wasn't used in any of the sets, so they took the opportunity. It's not 100% confirmed, but apparently it could have been developed for the Dots theme, which had a similar but bulkier element, but the theme was discontinued before it could be used. The clips can hold photos at either end, so you can hang your pictures or stand them up that way. This is the usual size for ID photos of 35 by 45 mm. I think this fits the scale of the tree if you want to hang a lot of them. So, here is our finished model. This is the tree without the photos. Apart from the base, the colors black and red-orange are very dominant. Ivan wanted it to be different from other LEGO models with a tree, like the bonsai or the Winnie the Pooh set. He played around with different colors. At one point there was even a white tree trunk. The final look was inspired by the work of Mary Blair, a Disney animator and designer known for Alice in Wonderland or Peter Pan. The smaller leaves are new in red, so it could be a good part spec. If we take a look at the original submission, the color scheme and overall look is very similar, but there are some differences. The base was added later. It's good to hold the accessories. The photo concept has also been changed, but the clips definitely offer more versatility. The biggest difference is the lack of minifigures. I think that was a good decision because it would have been impossible to include enough different minifigures for everyone, so people can add their own figures. What I'm still struggling with, to be honest, is the relationship between the name and the look. The original entry won the LEGO Ideas competition entitled "What Does Family Mean to You?" Don't get me wrong, I think Ivan perfectly captured what family means to him in a very artistic way, but I'm not sure many people have the same vision or concept. If I imagine a family tree, then it is something like this, in which I can list my family members and ancestors. The designers also considered the two-dimensional interpretation, but they found that this was too far from the original concept. We could perhaps call it a tree of memories, where you can attach photos, concert tickets, notes or anything you like. I think that would be a better approach. The other thing is the color scheme. Again, I understand the artistic vision that brought this set to life, but I'm not sure most people would associate this look with family. I read a lot of different comments. Some called it the Scooby-Doo spooky tree, others said Adam's family tree. Some said the autumnal colors were more of a reference to the end of life rather than a celebration of family. The orange clips look a bit like orange lanterns, which, together with the pumpkins, further emphasize the Halloween vibe. We get a lot of colorful flowers, but I don't think they really match the basic color scheme of the build. All in all, a more conservative tree design could have been more successful, despite the possible similarities to previous LEGO sets. Still, I think it's good that the Ideas team isn't afraid to take risks. With sets like this or the football table, for example, we will see what the general reception will be. Please let me know your thoughts, folks, what you think of the set, the concept, the design and the colors. Let's talk about it in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe with notifications because more exciting LEGO videos are coming soon. See you next time, bye bye.